Hey guys, and welcome to episode 40 of the Revive Yourself podcast.
Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Have you got a health issue that just won't go away no matter what you try? Then welcome to the Revive Yourself podcast, where we reveal the secrets to long-lasting health by getting to the root cause of problems that no one else is talking about. So you can have more energy, clear skin, healthier hair, a leaner physique, more confidence, and most importantly, do the things you love and live the life you deserve. Here's your host, Ryan Martin.
So guys, as always, hope you're well, hope you're healthy, hope everything's good. Now, today's episode, I just want to concentrate on, it was a post I put up a couple of weeks ago, and it was referring to Cancer Research UK and their response to a claim from two newspapers in the UK that if you slash sugar, you slash your chance of getting cancer. In response to this, Cancer UK put out a tweet saying, "There's no evidence that a sugar-free diet lowers the risk of cancer or boosts your chances of surviving if diagnosed." Now, this, guys, is the level of ignorance we're dealing with from Cancer Research UK. Now, I don't know if they'd given their Twitter account to the local jester, or if maybe the person in control was in fact drunk. But sugar is one of the primary fuels for cancer. Now, when we talk about sugar-free, it doesn't mean go and have aspartame and other artificial sweeteners. We're talking about keeping the level of sugar in your diet to as low as possible, and eating a diet mainly rich in whole foods, etc. Now, this is why these I'd never give to any sort of charities like Cancer Research UK, etc., because they are actually part of the problem. Now, I know it might be a big thing for you, but they're funded. They only fund research, medical research, and we all know, if anyone listening to this, that cancer is being cured by many people for hundreds of years. Not through allopathic medicine, not through what we call modern medicine. As we know, as I always mention, as a health coach, the medical industry fights disease, okay? It looks to cut, poison, slash, burn, whatever it is, give you drugs to fight disease. Whereas health coaches, we don't do that. We treat people who have got a disease, and because we know once we get the people healthy, disease cannot live in a healthy body, and that's completely true. Now, for sugar and cancer, sugar isn't the only thing that feeds cancer cells, but it is one of the primary fuel sources for them, and it feeds funguses, parasites and pathogenic bacteria, and sugar also completely wipes out your body's immune system, so it can't attack these cancerous cells when they keep on growing. Now, as I always mentioned before in lots of shows, cancer isn't a death sentence, it's actually your body's way of crying out for help. It just wants you, it's just hugely toxic. It wants you to start to live in a way that's conducive to health, and also there's many factors as to why one gets cancer, but on a very basic level, just eliminating or reducing your sugar intake will boost your health and make your internal environment a much less susceptible place for cancer cells to grow, and that is just a known fact. We know the difference between junk food and health food, right? And sugar, it said it's the most addictive substance on the planet, bar none, more addictive than crack, cocaine, etc., and even heroin. So by lowering this is the other thing as well. In a PT scan, what they inject sugar solution into your body to detect where a cancer cell is, to detect where the tumour is. You know why? Because that tumour straight away seeks out that sugar, and because it wants it to feed it, and that's how they know where the tumour is, because the cancer draws in that sugar and they go, boom, that's where the tumour is, almost like a sat-nav to the tumour. So they know that the sugar feeds cancer, it's its primary fuel source, and by lowering it, it's just high fructose corn syrup as well, sugar, it's all just a breeding ground for poor health and cancer. The fact that sugar and obesity have been linked to an increased risk of cancer has now become well recognised. According to a report on the global cancer burden published in 2014, obesity is responsible for an estimated 500,000 cancer cases worldwide each year. And nearly 2/3 of obesity-related cancers, which include colon, rectum, ovary and womb cancers that occur in North America and Europe. It just estimates An additional 670,000 cancer cases in the UK alone are due to obesity, and once again, that's high fructose corn syrup and sugar. It's just, I mean, obvious to anyone in the health game who knows that sugar goes hand in hand with wiping out the immune system and feeding tumours. Now, one of the key mechanisms by which sugar promotes cancer and other chronic disease is through mitochondrial dysfunction. Now, since sugar isn't our ideal fuel source, it burns dirty with far more reactive oxygen species than fat, which generates far more free radicals, which in turn causes mitochondrial and nuclear DNA damage, along with cell membrane and protein impairment. Now, it's a bit complicated, but it basically just says it doesn't allow our body to work in the way that we need it to, okay? Far more free radicals, and mitochondria are very, very key, and so is obviously the DNA. And once again, it's the environment, right? It's what you're putting in your body, not genetics, it's what you're putting in your body. It's an environmental factor. Research has also shown that chronic overeating in general has a similar effect. People who overeat tend to eat a lot of sugar-laden foods, and they double their risk of cancer risk. And it's just high fructose corn syrup as well. It's just an absolute time bomb. This is why intermittent fasting works so well as well, because it gives your body 12 hours, it goes through autophagy, and it starts to clean up our spring clean all the time. So people not only eat far too much food, processed, refined foods, devoid of enzymes, but they're eating far too much sugar. And without sugar, cancer cannot thrive. Now, one of the most powerful strategies I know to avoid and treat cancer is to starve the cancer cells by depriving them of their food source, primary food fuel source, which is sugar and excessive protein. Now, unlike all other cells in the body which can burn carbs or fat for fuel, cancer cells have lost that metabolic flexibility and can only thrive if there's enough sugar present. Now, a German cancer researcher, Dr. Otto Warburg, was actually given a Nobel Prize in 1931 for discovering this. Unfortunately, very few experts have actually embraced this metabolic theory of cancer, but they have embraced instead the nuclear genetic theory that is downstream side effect of mitochondrial dysfunction. But make no mistake about it, the first thing you want to do if you want to avoid or treat cancer, if you have insulin or leptin resistance, I should say, which around 85% of people do, is to cut out all forms of sugar and fructose and grain carbs from your diet in order to optimize the signaling pathways that contribute to malignant transformation. Now, basically, to stop your body to allow your body to heal and to stop feeding the cancer cells, stop feeding this disease. And you want to just start to, as always, as we say, once you, I sometimes get very passionate about this because it really does wind me up when these corporations who take people's hard-earned money, people who've got big hearts and they want to help, and everyone's lost someone to cancer. I lost my nan, she went in, fine, died within 6 weeks of breast cancer. I mean, the tumour doesn't kill people that quickly, the chemo radiation killed her, and we won't get into that today, you've heard other episodes about it, but let's just have it right. Eating well. Okay, eating to your type, eating well, enough hydration, getting adequate levels of vitamin D, getting enough clean air and good water, making sure you exercise the right amount, enough introspection, enough time with friends and family, making sure your gut's healed and you're having probiotics, etc. I mean, you can go on and on. These things all promote health. And cancer cannot live in a healthy environment. It's same as fungus. It's like gentrifying your terrain. I always talk about. Once you gentrify your terrain, once you rid your internal environment of toxins, heavy metals, protozoa, fungus, parasites, and you make a body susceptible to health, these things cannot live, so they go away. And this is the thing I want to say. So, I mean, just so you know, the Cancer Research UK, the big salaries that they pay their people. I mean, the only research, medical research into cancer. I mean, they've been fighting cancer for how many years now? And when they get a cure, they're never going to get a cure because they don't want a cure. It's a £1 trillion industry, £1 trillion industry to them, and they talk about remission and all that. I mean, I've seen people with stage 4 pancreatic cancer being told they've got no time to live, come back. Not go through the treatment they've gone and healed themselves naturally, let their body do the work, and boom, they're still around 15, 20 years later. In fact, I'm going to try and get some of these people on the show for us. And it's just, it's the same with the cancer screening they do with the mammograms. They split cancer tumours, they spread cancer, they're dangerous. You want to get tested, go and get a thermography. Don't go and get a mammogram. It's just no good. No good at all. So, as I said before, eating real food, stopping eating at least 3 hours before you go to bed, giving yourself some time to intermittent fast, optimising your vitamin D levels, having just the amount of protein that you need, avoiding soy products. Fermented soy is different, that's fine. Exercise regularly, maintain a healthy body weight, drinking 2 to 3 litres of water a day at least, green juices, getting plenty of high quality animal based omega-3 fats, avoiding alcohol as much as possible, not going over drinking alcohol to excess a lot of the time, avoiding electromagnetic fields such as Wi-Fi on your phone, making sure your phone's not near any of your reproductive organs, avoiding synthetic hormone replacement therapy, avoiding BPAs, phthalates and other exoestrogens, making sure you're not iodine deficient, avoiding charring your meats, etc. All these things are going to help you avoid fat. And number one, staying away from sugar as much as possible. Okay, limit your sugar intake. Look, a little bit is not going to kill you, but it's people who are hugely toxic. They live in life way out of Mother Nature's laws, and then they start having diets high in sugar and high fructose corn syrup. And have a look on the label. It says sugar free. They're now putting high fructose corn syrup and stuff. That and soy is in everything. So I just always say, steak is steak, eggs are eggs, potatoes are potatoes. Yeah, single ingredient foods, guys. Okay, and even if you're going for a treat, have a look at the ingredients. You want to stay away from high fructose corn syrup as much as you do sugar. So. Anyway, guys, that's my little episode today. I'm sorry it's been a bit of a rant, but I wanted to cover this and just say don't buy into the rubbish from these charities. They're companies that they talk about the pink bands, and you get people like KFC and McDonald's and Coca-Cola sponsoring them. These companies that cause cancer with their Franken food and their high sugar. I can't even get into it. It's ridiculous. Like these companies that sponsor the Olympics, the best athletes in the world, and they're going to have McDonald's. Shock. But they're alright, they can get away with it. They've got a great constitution. But when you haven't, and you want to know why you're ill, this is why. Anyway, guys, as always, I hope that was a bit of a rant, but wind me up and let me go. This has been. I'm enjoying these short episodes. Let me know how you like it, how you're getting on, and we've got some good episodes coming up for you. Going on with Chris Masterjohn, talking all about cholesterol and the cholesterol myth, because this is going to be huge for us. Cholesterol gets such a bad press about, you've got to watch your cholesterol. And as Dr. Coolboy even come out and said, you die from not enough cholesterol, not too much. Cholesterol is the precursor to every single sex hormone in your body. It's just where your immune system lies. It's so important for you. Your brain's made of cholesterol. You know, you get these cholesterol lowering drugs like statins, which we'll go into. So that's coming up. As always, guys, following us on Instagram at revive_yourself, on Facebook at Revive Natural Health, and go and head on over to www.reviveyourself.co and look at any articles, etc. And we've also got our free 4-day mini course in there for anyone you know, or for yourself if you're suffering from chronic disease. That's going to explain to you exactly how to get through it. But until tomorrow, guys, have a great day. I'll speak to you soon. Keep happy and healthy, and stay away from that sugar. Lots of love. Ryan's out. Bye.
If you're struggling with gut issues, such as gas, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, indigestion, heartburn, and want to finally be able to eat the foods you love without the crippling after effects, then don't forget to head over to reviveyourself.co and pick up your free copy of The Healing Health Paradigm today.